So the last couple weeks' worth of buzz among atheists and many others on YouTube has been dominated by the rather unpleasant topic of rape. For those of you that may not have heard the background, someone kicked it off by suggesting that a particular victim of rape may have shared some of the blame for being raped. This, of course, was predictably, and I think rightly condemned as a horribly unjust blame the victim type of mentality by everyone in every video response that I saw. If it had all ended there, then that would have been it. The discussion would have been dead a week ago, and I wouldn't be making this video on this unpleasant topic. But, humans being the species that we are, the topic continued. As the initial outrage wore off, others added their opinions on the matter or expounded on their initial videos. Some people talked about ways to minimize the chances of being raped, others talked about rape originating as an evolutionary strategy, still others talked about the view of rape as pure violence and whether sex has anything to do with rape at all. None of these videos, though, zero, at least any of the dozen or so that I saw, either said or implied that rape was in any way justified. The Amazing Atheist, Mannix the Pirate, Brett Keane, Conference Report, Variablast, and many others weighed in substantively on the subject. I didn't necessarily agree with all of their views on the issue, but they all had their points. 3 people disagreed, though, and while disagreement is what keeps discussions lively, the reasons for their disagreement bothered me a bit. I'm not even going to mention them by name because it's irrelevant to the point I'm trying to make here. One person basically just said that the whole issue was beaten to death and it was not worth being discussed further, and I'm not sure how that helped the discussion, but he's certainly free to that opinion. Another person made a video taking Mannix to task for putting forward an argument that he disliked, and he seemed to think that Mannix was, at least in some small way, being a rape apologetic. I saw Mannix's video, and while I didn't necessarily agree with all of it, I saw nothing that was going to tear the fabric of our society apart. I suspect that some of the objections were more personal than philosophical anyway. I wonder if my fingers are as crookedy as Mannix's are, allegedly. A third user then made a video where she was obviously very upset, essentially making the argument that we shouldn't even examine the topic of rape being any sort of evolutionary issue, because it might somehow give cover to rapists and make them think rape is okay. I dislike this argument most of all. First, I think it's laughable to believe that any rapists are going to decide it's okay to rape based on the advice of someone named Mannix the Pirate on YouTube, or anyone else for that matter, especially when he never said or implied that rape was ever okay. Second, and even more important to me, I don't think we should be afraid of talking about anything, even if it's uncomfortable. If an idea sucks, then say it sucks and say why. If you don't want to talk about it, don't talk about it. Saying that certain subjects shouldn't be examined at all in certain contexts, though, is not a helpful way to approach controversy. Don't you think that we atheists should all know something about handling taboo subjects after experiencing how badly others handle them? I simply want to encourage everyone watching this video right now to do their best to not let visceral emotion or personal vendettas cloud your judgment, as we tell others not to, and I will do my best to do the same. They are a little crookedy. I hope he doesn't do a video about me next.